One of the misunderstood finishes Conestoga has, it's actually not used a lot, is the heirloom finish. One thing Conestoga excels at is selling high-end products directed towards homeowners who are looking for something much more discerning than what you're going to find at Home Depot and Lowe's. This heirloom finish we're going to walk you through is something you won't get at a stock box or a semi-custom level. It's really ideally suited to farmhouses, which is what we're in now, an old farmhouse built in the 1830s. You're trying to pick up some of those more aged or antique looks, and the heirloom finish does a great job of that. We're going to walk you through what makes this finish what it is. First of all, the big thing to note is that the heirloom finish is driven by Conestoga's color tone collection. Color tones are basically a vinyl-based, I'll call them a paint, although they're not really an enamel. They're a vinyl-based products. They kind of stretch and so forth with the wood. But one thing they do that's different in the case of the heirloom is they only put one coat of the color tone on instead of two. And what this allows to happen is some of the grain, and you can see it over here, some of the grain will show through the wood a little bit, which adds to that aged antique look. Does it more so on cherry, which is what this is. We've used a value grade cherry on this so that when we rub through the corners, which we'll get to in a minute, that warm brown cherry shows through instead of a whiter maple. But in either case, maple or cherry or even red oak, the grain is going to show through much better with a single coat of the paint instead of two. The next thing Conestoga does is they go through and do some distressing and painting and dinging. You'll see up here, certain places on this door panel or on this whole project, you can see that they've got some bird peck, just simple pings and dings where they've dented it and distressed it. There's even some rasping marks, if you can find some of those. You probably won't see them in the video, but up here, they've taken a rasp file and just kind of carved off some wood to create some distressing looks. They do that here and there. It's very random on the front frames and doors to give you that simulated old age look. Now as we drop down here to the corner of the door, I want to show you what we've got going on here with this distressing. This is called wear sanding and antiquing. It's two sanding processes combined where Conestoga will first, before the door is even finished, they will wear off the edge of the door, the edge of this molding here. If there was a panel, they wear that off. They take a lot of material off with sandpaper. Then they go through the finishing process, and when the finishing process is almost complete, they then go back through and sand through the paint to expose the raw wood where those wear areas were. And it really gives the door some age, some real warmth, especially with this cherry showing through. So if you've got an older home, it's a great product to consider, or a great finish to consider. It doesn't work in every aspect or in every job, but in this particular one, it works really well for this home. It's all full of antique furnishings and so forth. Now, one thing you're seeing here that's not a standard I want to talk you through is we're going to get phone calls from people saying, oh, I want that look. This is an inset, beaded inset job using heirloom. That is not a standard straight up out of the catalog product for Conestoga. So what we have to do in those cases is every one of these front frames has to be ordered as a custom frame. So your cabinet door, or cabinet box rather, will be ordered without doors and front frames. And then we go back and add in an order for frames and doors that are finished in the heirloom. And so when your product arrives, you have to find all your front frames and make them up with the cabinet boxes. So this is not for the faint of heart. You have to be willing to do a little more work on the assembly side, a little more work with the inset and so forth to get this look. But when you're done, it really is worth it. I wish we had the ability to spread the camera back and show you the feature of this kitchen, because it really does look like it was made 200 years ago. So give us a call if you have any questions on heirloom or Conestoga's other distressing packages to try to give your kitchen some age. You can reach us at 888-211-6482.